What if I told you that reshaping our planet's future is something that can't just be done by the government, protests, or massive policies alone, but could start with something as simple as you switching off your lights when you're not using them? It may sound idealistic, maybe even unrealistic, but history has proven to us that small sparks often ignite the largest fires. And yes, sometimes that starts with switching off a light, an act many of us have mastered only after receiving the electricity bill. We often think, how much difference can I actually make? I'm just one person. The scale of climate change feels overwhelming, and individual action seems insignificant. But what about your actions? Maybe you've thought, what's the point? Maybe you've told yourself, I'll start next week. I myself have also fallen into this trap. But think about it. Change doesn't start next week. It doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now. Your actions matter more than you think. To illustrate this, let me ask you a single question. Have you ever seen how one match can lead to an entire wildfire? That's the power of one small action. Every major movement in history started with just one person deciding to make a change. Let me tell you the story of Dhruva. On a barren sandbar in India, this one man decided to make a single commitment: to plant a seed every day and to nurture the garden he was growing. He didn't have a team with him, he didn't have any government support or any money. Just a simple dream and the motivation to carry it through. Throughout floods, famines, and doubt, this one man kept up his commitment for over 30 years. And the result of that same barren sandbar becoming host to a 1,300-acre forest, rich with birds, tigers, elephants, and life. Dhruva's story is proof that consistency and hard work can lead to real change within the world. And stories like his exist everywhere. Take Anna Sachs. She was just one person living her everyday life. But when she realized how many reusable and recyclable items we just throw away, she decided to act. She began raising awareness through social media, showcasing to the world what we waste and what we ignore. She's a reminder that sometimes being the change starts with simply noticing what others don't and speaking out about it. Then we have Boyan's lad, just 16 when he asked, why don't we clean up the ocean? He didn't stop at the question, he turned it into action, building the ocean cleanup. What started as a local endeavor is now removing plastic on a global scale. Different people, different paths, but one thing in common. They decided to act. Not on a grand stage, not with a viral campaign, but with a single decision to do something. One farmer switching to sustainable farming practices can help inspire an entire community. One company committing to reducing waste can push competitors to follow. Because change is infectious. If one person changes, another can be inspired to do so as well, thus creating a chain reaction. So you, yes, you, making a single change can inspire millions to do so as well. The best part is, you don't have to start a massive protest or completely change your lifestyle overnight. Change can start with something as small as choosing a sustainable brand, reusing a plastic bag, or simply just talking to a friend or colleague about environmental issues. Because when enough people start making these small choices, they stop being small. They become a global movement. The harsh truth is, the biggest threat to our planet isn't just pollution or deforestation. It's inaction. So what actually stops us? We read newspaper articles about climate change. We listen to powerful voices speaking out about it. We genuinely want to make a change. But by the next day, we're back to normal. No changes made to our lifestyle, nothing actually meaningful. Inspiration, it turns out, is wonderfully contagious and also remarkably short-lived, much like a gym membership in January. The crucial detail we often overlook is that change doesn't start spontaneously with a massive movement or recognition. In reality, it rarely begins with a headline or viral moment. Most of the time, real change starts with silence. With one person who decides to act, not because they were told to, but because it was the right thing to do. That action can be something as simple as a decision to cut back on food waste, choosing the less convenient option because it's better for the environment, or just striking up a genuine conversation with someone to talk about these issues. These are not dramatic or over-the-top acts. They are small and simple showings of the responsibility to bring positive change. Because when you act, even in a way you may perceive is insignificant, you allow others to think that way too. You set a precedent. You show what is possible. And that is where real change occurs. Look at history. Often the largest movements, civil rights, women's suffrage, didn't begin with millions of people. They began with silence. Usually just one person. That one person's ideals and mindset affected others, thus creating a chain reaction of positive thinking. The first act often starts quietly, often with no guarantee that anyone will follow, but eventually, millions do. When one person decides to act, others will too. Scientifically, this is called the effect of social contagion. Your actions inspire others, their actions inspire more, and before long, what began as a single choice becomes a shared movement. So go out and do something. Change doesn't need to be enormous or life-changing. It needs to be consistent. It needs to be brave, and it needs to start with you. The harsh truth is, 46% of people walk away from talks like this one feeling inspired, yet making no changes to their everyday life. This isn't because they don't care, but because they don't think their actions matter. So the next time you're asking yourself that very question, remember this. Every action creates a ripple, and ripples can turn into waves. Let history repeat itself once again, not in the system around you, but within you. You don't have to save the world overnight. You just need to make sure your spark doesn't fizzle out somewhere between good intentions and the remind me later button. The truth is, you don't have to save the planet. You just need to stop believing that you can't. So ask yourself, when your great-grandkids look at the world around them, will they see you as the one who waited and watched as everything fell into chaos, or as the one who struck the first match? Thank you.